Good. Okay, we ready to go now?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Red Sauce Podcast with Papa Joe, where we talk about anything and everything Italian and Italian-American. I'm your host, Papa Joe, il capo vinaio in il stugazzo di tutti stugazzi at Piazza Tellerico and Papa Joe's Wine Cellar. Joining me are my daughters, Katie.
Hello.
Piazza Tellerico's front of house manager and student of the Italian language and culture. And Beth, our cook, soon to be uncook, gangster movie aficionado, top pit fan, and sales director for Papa Joe's Wine Cellar eventually.
You made it sound like she's getting whacked.
Yeah, she is. New episodes drop bi-weekly. So today, our subject is Southern Italian wines and what the characteristics of Southern Italian wines. Southern Italian wines versus Northern Italian, Southern Italian versus French, and all that kind of shit. So anyway, we'll start with Katie here, talking about Old World versus New World wines.
Okay.
And then we'll refine that a little bit and go, more specifically Southern Italian.
So we were talking about this a little bit today, Dad. I think, and it's been a little bit since I've brushed up on this, but I'm pretty sure Old World wines tend to be a little bit more earthy, and as compared to like fruitier, New World wines tend to be more fruity.
Yeah.
I should probably back up for a second. Old World is European.
Yeah.
New World is literally everywhere else.
Okay.
New Zealand, Australia, California, South America, whatever. That is New World. Old World is strictly Europe. And probably a little bit Middle East, right? Dad? He
Middle
lost
East
his
is
cheese.
probably Old World.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He lost his cheese. Anyway, so Old World wines tend to be lower in alcohol percentage. I think usually ranging from 11 to 13 or so. Whereas New World wines tend to be higher in alcohol. I mean, what are ours get up as far as, well, the Tannat sitting in front of us is 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty high alcohol percentage.
Didn't it used to be like 12?
Well, no, the Tannat never was. I mean, some of them, when we were, some of the whites are 12.
Yeah, I knew
especially like the Frascati, which is an Old World wine because we get the juice from Puglia. Mm-hmm. And the Pinot Grigio, which also ours comes from Puglia, which is a little bit, the climate is not quite as warm in California. It's not quite as warm during the day, and it's not quite as cool at night. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what makes a lot of these Old World wines, and why they're not quite so fruity as much. Although as we get into the Southern Italian, we're going to start talking about black fruits, but that's,
yeah,
that's just a different story.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty basic definition of Old versus New World wines that I just did, but I'm still learning myself, so the more I learn, the more I'm going to share with everybody listening to the Red Sauce Podcast, so.
Oh my God, this is falling apart.
What is it?
Cheese.
What kind of cheese is this?
I don't know. It's white people cheese, but I don't know what kind it is.
I don't know.
I'm going to eat this chunk right here. It's in the trash.
Well, you better talk about the white people cheese that we have. And what makes it white people cheese?
The term white people cheese is for cheese like cheddar cheese. What's another one? Like a Swiss, stuff like that.
American.
It's
Colby Jack.
Yeah, it's just unethnic.
It's white.
Is that the correct term?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the correct term.
It's for non-ethnic people usually.
All processed cheeses are white people cheese.
Yeah.
But not all white people cheese are processed.
Okay, then.
Like a good cheddar.
Oh, I see.
It's not processed. It's a very good cheese, but it is a white people cheese.
I just like my cheese imported. I like Italian cheese.
Yeah.
I like
smelly French cheeses.
There's some good stuff I get at Penmac all the time. It's called Hornbacher. That one's Swiss, I think.
Yeah, sorry. This was just a tray I picked up at
That's
Aldi's
okay,
one day because I really wanted cheese, and it's been in my fridge for like 2 weeks.
Although the aged sharp cheddar from Costco is from Vermont, but I wouldn't call that a white people cheese, would you?
It's like borderline.
Yeah, but
It
it's
is
very
borderline.
good.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's really good cheddar.
Yeah, it really is.
As you can see, we do eat white people cheese, even though we're not really that white.
White people, yeah,
We're ethnic.
My mom's side of the
Ethnic
family
Italian.
likes this kind of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I hope
They're
she doesn't
German.
listen to this. She'll get mad at me.
No, they eat regular cheese.
Yeah.
I guess we should explain that, huh?
Well, regular cheese, you already said it. It's white people cheese.
Yeah,
It's-
we were making a cheese plate to go to my in-laws
It's for Thanksgiving, yeah.
for Thanksgiving, and my wife, who's very white, said, "Why don't you get some regular cheese?" Well, to her, regular is anything that she grew up with.
Again, Colby Jack, cheddar,
Yeah.
Swiss,
Medigon.
Medigan.
I mean, you know, if you look in our flour cabinet, we have regular flour, which is all-purpose, bleached, white people flour, and then we have bread flour. But everything that she uses is regular, and everything I use is irregular.
Well, you're weird.
It's just the way it is. I know.
You're weird.
But and I'm really not quite a white person. So what am I going to do?
At least you wouldn't have been considered, white.
My grandfather wasn't
50 years
considered
ago.
white when he came to the country in 1913.
Yeah.
And then in 1924, they changed immigration laws to keep the non-white people, Italians, Chinese, all those kind of people out. Mm-hmm. Those kind of people,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our people.
Our people, yeah.
I think sometimes provolone can be white people cheese just because
Oh, yeah.
a lot of times it's like processed and it's cheaply made. Just like Parmesan's not supposed to be white people cheese.
Parmesan. Parmesan is, though.
Parmesan,
Yeah.
that shit that they sell in the craft can.
The green can.
That stuff's horrible.
That's not even cheese.
If you put that on your macaroni, I have no respect.
That's not even cheese,
I say
though.
that?
It's like
No.
filler, isn't it? Isn't it like...
it's like plastic. It's disgusting.
No, I think it's like...
It's kind of like Papa John cheese. Real cheese made
Yes.
from mozzarella.
Yeah.
Or real
Yeah, so
cheese. Real cheese made from Parmigiano.
Yeah.
Unless
Or as Deb would say, regular cheese.
I guess so. If you're using ragu or prego, then you're probably putting that cheese on there anyway, and you can't
Yeah.
really ruin it anymore. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But
Okay.
don't you dare put that on my grandma's sauce. Don't even think about it.
Anyway.
all of you out there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to the wine discussion.
Okay.
Is that thing on?
It was.
How do you know?
Go look at the screen real quick.
You guys keep talking.
Okay. We'll keep talking. The Beth's looking at the screen.
Oh, if people haven't figured it out, we're in my house right now.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that does? It cuts our video into 10-minute segments.
Yeah, but there's no light on the front of the camera,
Yeah.
and I think that's why Beth was
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, I was just checking.
So
Yeah.
anyway, now that we've gone through the
Non-ethnic cheese.
non-ethnic cheeses and regular cheeses and all that kind of stuff, let's get back into the Southern Italian wine. And
Sorry, I'm looking at Beth's face. Clearly, she did not like whatever white person cheese
That's
she
okay.
just ate.
Keep talking.
Okay.
But anyway, so to me, a Southern Italian wine is probably best described as somewhat, I don't consider it a derogatory term, but some people do. Dago red,
Yeah.
and the kind that the Italian immigrants made when they came to this country.
Has anyone ever used that as an insult against you, though? That you can think of off the top of your head?
No.
Okay, that's
But-
why you don't see it as derogatory, but a lot of people.
Well, there was a
older
time.
people would.
There was a time when it was thought of as derogatory term.
Like with the lynching in
Yeah.
New Orleans when they said the Dagos did it.
Yeah.
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 Like that's the if you guys haven't seen the movie, what is it, Vendetta? Dad? Christopher Walken. It's from probably
Yeah.
97, 98, somewhere in there. Really great, pretty historically accurate movie about the largest mass lynching in American history, and it was a mass lynching of Italian immigrants.
Yeah.
I hate to say it's a good movie, but because it's a terrible event,
Yeah.
but it's a good informative movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It really is.
Beth, have you seen it?
No.
You got to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know you aren't.
You
aren't
gotta see the baby.
yeah.
No,
exactly.
but you know what? It really gives you at least it gave me an appreciation of what the African Americans feel like.
I can understand that.
Because
Yeah.
like when they get caught for driving while black and shot and that kind of thing.
You can see that there was a time that the Italians and the blacks weren't all that different.
And it's funny because I think it gave me more empathy for them.
Really?
Well, because let's face it, it's very difficult to put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Absolutely.
And until I saw that movie, I could never. I appreciated their plight,
but you couldn't relate.
But I couldn't relate as much as I do now. And when I saw that, that movie made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have made me any more sick to my stomach than the Emmett Till story or something like that.
Right.
But I guess because you can relate. It's my people, you know, I can relate just a little bit better.
Well, I don't want to get too into that, but that's something you can't understand looking at it from the outside.
Yeah.
And this is one of those cases where you have that strong Italian family tie and strong Italian culture, and now you get it. I'm not saying to the same extent by any means, but you get a little bit of a glimpse you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Well, and the other thing too is that the second generation Italian Americans like me were kind of brought up like white people.
They tried to whitewash you guys.
Yeah, they
anglicize you.
They did. And to different extents, different families went along with that.
Right.
And there are things in my family that were whiteicized, if you want to. Hey, that's a new word.
Whiteicized?
Heard first. Whiteicized.
Okay. I would have said anglicized, but that's fine.
Okay. Whiteicized, the same thing. But anyway.
Okay.
But anyway, getting back to Dago Red, Dago Red kind of runs a gamut from, and some of it's pure rot. There's some of it was pure garbage.
The Dago Reds.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people saying that basement wine was shit.
Well, you know what?
For a long time.
What they did was they aged it in barrels. Mm-hmm. They drank it within a year, which is fine.
A lot of our stuff is drank within a year. Well, not necessarily.
About a year.
Yeah.
But basically, what they did was they took the wine and they started drinking,
and that's
so that
you didn't used to use sulfite. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
Really?
What's that?
You didn't used to use sulfite?
Oh no, I always did.
I thought you didn't.
No, I always used. You know what? I didn't put sulfite in when I bottled it.
Is that like a second sulfite?
Third, actually.
Third. Okay.
Yeah. Third or fourth, depending on how much you rack it. Because we sulfite it when we first get the grapes and crush them. We sulfite them. And we do it on every racking, and usually I do 2 rackings. Sometimes I've been lazy and have done 1, but we do it on every racking. And since we became commercial, and actually before we became commercial, we started to we started to put sulfite in when we bottled it, because what happened was that it would undergo a bad fermentation in the bottle.
Yeah.
And it would turn to shit. It was bad wine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying about the Dago Reds is depending on where you live too, because in the old days, if you lived up in Erie, like I grew up, a lot of people were using
Northeast grapes.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania grapes.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? A friend of my dad's, Denny, he always used Concord.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
I'll tell you what. For a Concord wine, it was pretty good.
Okay.
But it wasn't great. It just wasn't, and it didn't have any body to it. And because I gave him mine one time, because I was using at the time what's a French hybrid called Fauche,
right?
Which is a decent grade from up there, but not a good one. But it was darker, and I used to ferment it on the skins for a while. And he said, "You like it like this?" I said, "Yeah, I do." As opposed to his was very light.
Right. Well, okay. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
So we opened a 2014 Vino di Tavola the other day, right?
Yeah.
And that was way too light for our taste.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
Actually, it was very good.
2014.
It was good,
It was actually very good.
Yeah.
It aged nicely.
I thought that was the last year we used not Ronnie. I won't name names.
It was.
It was, and actually, it's gotten a lot better.
It has aged well, but the thing is, it is very light. It is very comparable.
That we would open before that were horrible.
Yeah. No, this one is very comparable to like a Pinot Noir. Like, it is not dark enough. Granted, Okay, all through high school and college, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to. I was a Montepulciano drinker. You know, from 16 on, that was always my favorite wine. Then once, you know, we opened the restaurant, I mean, I was still a Montepulciano fan when we started making it, but I've gradually started to like the darker stuff. Like, I am a huge fan of the Aglianico. That is probably my favorite wine right now. Between that and the Vino di Tavola that we Aglianico. Between that and the Vino di Tavola that we've added the Cabernet Franc to.
Yeah.
I really like, those are probably my two favorites, but I really like our Petit Syrah. Honestly, we don't make a bad wine.
No, we really don't. We don't.
I sound cocky saying that, but
but we don't.
We don't make a bad wine. They're all good in different ways, and it just depends on the day, you know, what my favorite is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, my question was, what was my question?
We're not sure.
I don't know where I was going with that either. It had something to do with the, it had to do with the, if you had to compare that Fauche that you used to make to that 2014 Cabernet blend, the Vino di Tavola, would it have been as dark or would it have been lighter? Where on that spectrum would it have been?
The Fauche would have been a little darker than that.
Okay.
But
more acidic.
More acidic with a foxy flavor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dad told me about this the other day.
That's weird.
Wait.
No,
this is what I want to know.
Yes,
no, this is what they call it. This is what they call it.
Would they say animalistic?
Animalistic, musky.
Like you're licking a fox.
Ew.
Yeah, not foxy in our sense.
As opposed to the Tannat, which is like you're licking a shoe.
Yeah,
that's
licking
more
a shoe
leather,
could be good.
yeah.
You said the Fauche is foxy?
Yeah.
Most of the Eastern grapes have what they call a foxy flavor.
So they literally mean that it tastes like a fox.
Pretty much.
Gamey, like, if you probably
Do
like
people
if you,
still drink this Fauche?
You know what? It's basically if you the meat equivalent would be venison.
Okay, so
it's got the gamey flavor to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And basically, I mean, that's a pretty accurate description of it.
He was showing me the
deer.
description. Huh?
I hate deer.
I know you do. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite. I prefer beef, but I don't mind it. But I get where he's coming from when he says, it's a very gamey tasting wine.
Yeah.
I don't even have to drink a Fauche to know exactly, or a Pennsylvania Fauche to know exactly what the hell he's talking about, though, because I remember drinking it as a kid. I remember that taste. It was just a little weird.
I mean, it was starting to go bad, I thought.
Yeah.
Yes, because it tastes like venison, which tastes like crap.
Like you licked a
like
fox.
A fox. Yeah, it was
you
foxy.
licked a fox.
I was at Dan and Gina's a couple weeks ago and they made chili with venison. And they were like, oh, you can stay for dinner. And I was like, sweet, what are we having? And they said, chili. I'm like, cool. And then Dan goes, oh, wait, we made it with deer. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go home. So then a week later, he texts me. He's like, hey, you want to come over for dinner? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, we'll have not deer. I was like, all right, cool.
Very nice. It's very nice that your brother is willing to accommodate you on that.
Yeah, and that he wasn't offended when I left because I didn't want deer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything else. It's a taste that people develop,
Well, it's
I
like we were saying with
intention of developing a taste for venison.
Dad, it's like what we were saying with how aged steaks. Last time we were saying aged steaks are kind of an acquired taste because they're gamier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not our thing.
Yeah.
I want the freshest cut of steak that's still mooing.
I want the freaking raw, rare ribeye.
I want the bistecca fiorentina.
That's good too.
What do they measure it in finger sizes? So it's 3 to 4 fingers thick. It's a T-bone, right?
Porterhouse.
And it's seared. It's Pittsburgh blue is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's seared on the outside and basically raw on the inside.
Also known as Pittsburgh rare.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that before?
Well, I just said Pittsburgh blue.
Yeah,
it's the same. Yeah.
That's when they used to send raw steaks in their lunches at the steel mills. Mm-hmm. And then they put the steak on the hot beams and just sear it.
On the
beams or something.
Yeah, the hot metal.
The hot metal, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Uncle Sean, for teaching us that.
That's right.
But
Quick sear on both sides and then you mangiamo.
Yeah, but
Manja.
yeah, what we were saying was, you know, the Foch is like very gamey, and
Yeah.
it's weird to call a wine gamey, but
But it is.
It is for show.
for show.
So anyway, I'm getting back. I mean, this is kind of weird because I'm bringing us back to the subject, which
I know.
never happens.
Well, you know,
It's usually I'm going off subject and they're bringing me back. But anyway, so the Dago Reds go anywhere from there to, and there were some people that made some very, very good Dago Reds. The people that made a full-bodied red and bottled it and used some sulfite. And I was surprised. I was talking. You girls know this story, but I was talking to Sam across the
Sam
street,
across the street.
yeah.
who made wine back in Italy. That he came over. We've talked about him before. He came over in the late '60s, but he says that his dad, you know, who always made wine, and actually they lived in Calabria, and he actually sold wine, and his dad always used sulfite, which surprised me.
Yeah, in Cersale, like in southern Italy, that's
Yeah.
kind of a surprising thing
I mean, he
that
was
back
probably a
then.
very advanced winemaker for his area.
Kinda sounds like it.
But again, he was actually selling the stuff, so it had to be good.
Yeah, you had to have a more
Yeah.
consistent product and
And-
all of that. Yeah,
And basically, is not using sulfite is like Russian roulette. You know, every once in a while you'll get a good one. Every once in a while you'll have to throw one away, but most of the time it'll be, you know, that kind of thing.
yeah.
And people develop taste, like anything else, people develop tastes for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that will tell you that the wine has more character if you don't use sulfite because it's different every year. But ours is different every year too because, you know.
I know Ronnie was the one that told me this. I could get the number wrong, but I believe it's 100 something parts per million that you
There's
can add sulfates and it's still considered organic. What is
Yeah.
it? A 100
I think
parts
it's
per
100
million?
parts per million.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
and it's still considered
Yeah.
an organic wine. So technically ours would be considered organic, wouldn't they? Or no?
You know what? Yes, and I'll tell you why. We use more than 100 parts per million overall.
Then you're lying, Dad.
No. But when you aerate the wine, when you rack it,
That comes out.
it comes out.
I keep thinking you're saying when you whack it, like when you kill somebody.
Yeah, but what I
Rack.
mean, so basically, and because I quit testing for sulfite before I resulfited because with our filter, every time I test for sulfite after I rack wine with the filter, it tests 0.
They can contain between 10 to 40 parts per million
Okay.
of naturally occurring sulfites.
Thank you, fact checker.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
I'm here for the people.
Is that's for organic?
That's what the internet says.
Okay.
Whilst
See, that's different.
Whilst, how do you say that word?
Whilst.
What? Whilst no sulfites will have been added to organic
Whilst.
wine, they can still contain between 10 to 40 parts per million of naturally occurring sulfites.
Oh well,
Oh, that's different.
that's,
Period.
No,
that's-
we're saying that you can add so many parts per million and it still be considered, right?
You know, it's like anything else. Everybody's interpretation is different.
Okay.
There are no set laws. It's like
That
like
was
when
the
you.
best Google search I could come up with.
Well, I
Sorry.
appreciate that. No,
that
that's
worked.
good.
I mean, that just goes to show you that there's no rules. And
Well, that's like looking at food and like what's considered natural or organic or whatever. Like there's very loose interpretations of that.
Yeah.
well, and you have to understand, natural is bullshit anyway.
Well,
I mean, you know, as a chemist, a benzene ring's a benzene ring.
I once heard
Whether it's
I know. I
manufactured
totally
in the lab,
agree with you.
whether it's manufactured in the
benzene
lab or whether it's, you know, comes from nature.
what's a benzene ring?
It's the basic carbon ring that makes up all organic matter.
Did you get anything of that?
No, you don't have to.
All right, back to the red
Okay.
wine.
No, I do have a weird question that's like off topic, but I had a biology teacher in high school that once said he won't eat Crisco because it's one molecule away from being plastic.
I'm sure it is, but it could be a key molecule.
But ever since then, I've been afraid of Crisco.
You know, and,
Like
and
that just
again,
kind of freaks me out now.
You still eat cookies, Katie. You're not that
and
afraid.
again, I don't have. I'm not a chemist, so I
Yeah.
don't have a.
I think Cheese Whiz is 2 molecules past being plastic.
It probably
and you
is,
eat
but
that.
But it tastes
I
good.
do eat that. I love my Philly cheesesteaks. I do.
White people cheese on Philly
That's
cheesesteaks.
right. Pat's King of
The
Steaks.
true Italians, the What's the family's name?
Who, Pat's?
Yeah. Alfieri?
Yeah.
It? The Alfieri family?
I think.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
I'll ask the Google. You guys keep going.
But anyway, the true Italian cheesesteaks are made with the Americanist, or the whitest of white cheese. White people
The
cheese.
most processed white cheese.
Yeah. But I love Cheese Whiz.
I love Cheese Whiz.
No, you remember when we did the...
Oliveri.
Huh?
Oliveri.
Oliveri, yeah.
I remember
if
when...
anybody can see this on the camera over there, that's
Yeah.
the best cheesesteak ever.
When we started doing the Tramezzini, and you're like, you're going to put Cheese Whiz on it, right? And we're like, what the fuck? Like, you're going to let us put Cheese Whiz on an Italian
Absolutely.
Tramezzino? No. Like, you said, yeah, but here, top me off. Thanks. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. But meanwhile,
Yep.
we mix sausage into the big macaroni and you flip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That was a fun day.
Tradition.
I understand tradition. I am very understanding of that. I just find it very funny that we call ourselves an authentic Italian place and you wanted to put Cheese Whiz on a
even let people
Tramezzino.
have ranch dressing for their salads, and you
We
wanted
don't.
to give people Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
It's Italian.
No, it's Italian American.
It's not.
Okay.
It's neither.
Anyway, back to the wine.
Back to the wine.
Hey, look, I'm actually pulling us back in.
Well, you know, the difference is the Cheese Whiz makes the cheesesteak better. Ranch dressing makes our salad suck.
I hate ranch dressing, so you're not going to get any
okay.
disagreements from me. I think ranch dressing is the worst thing in the world.
I like it, but
It's
And
so
to
overrated.
put it on zucchini or on pizza like people do? Come on, give me a fucking break.
But I put it on American pizza.
American pizza's not pizza though, so that's okay.
Okay, because like I'll put it on like I can't even think of an American pizza that I like. Never mind, I'm not going to name any brands, but I put it on American style pizzas.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, a New York slice or something. I would put it on that.
Oh my god, a New York slice is so good. Why would you
Oh
do
my
that?
god, they're so greasy and awesome.
No, why would you put ranch dressing on that?
Because I like ranch.
Put it on Monticello's or something.
I do put it on Monticello's.
Okay.
That was the one I wasn't going to name.
Oh, we like Monticello's.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want to like insult them.
Yeah. Oh.
You might have
Alright.
just insulted them.
They're
Anyway,
gonna be
back to the
fine.
wine. Back to the wine.
So anyway, we beat the living shit out of Dago Red.
Dad,
Although
is Dago Red always a blend?
Not necessarily. No, it's it could be anything.
Could it be like a Sangiovese?
Could
or...
be a Sangiovese.
Okay, because
Yep.
ours used to be mostly Cabernet Sauvignon,
Yeah.
and then like 20 or 30% Sangiovese.
Yeah. And actually, I learned that from. I learned that because I used to do the. I didn't blend before, but a friend of Tony's, Dave's father-in-law, Tony.
Carly's
Oh.
dad?
No,
Tony
Dave.
Torino.
Torino.
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about Dave Menino.
I thought he was at first too.
A friend of his brought a Cab Sangiovese, Dago Red, to one of Dave's kids' parties, and I tasted it, and it was awesome.
Really? Because I can't remember.
That
far
was,
back.
Oh, that was
I mean, we've known Dave
that
since
probably
2001.
No,
so.
that probably would have been about 2005, 2006.
Okay,
something
that's
like that.
probably why. Because I would have
Yeah.
been.
And that's
15.
when and that was right around the time that we went from the Erie line
to
to the
Pittsburgh.
to the Pittsburgh, yeah.
Pittsburgh shipped in California.
Well, actually, no. I mean, we started the Pittsburgh probably right before we moved here.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought
But
we
I was
were...
doing my Dago Red at the time was a straight cab,
Okay.
which is you know, Cabernet Sauvignon is what I would call an Italian or is a Southern Italian charactered wine. Because it's pretty full-bodied. It's not as full-bodied as the ones we've come to like.
Right, like the
But it's-
Alianico and
But it's pretty full-bodied.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was a lot of the Southern Italian immigrants would use that blend of Cab Sangiovese. The Cabernet gave it the body, but the Sangiovese gave it the Chianti taste that they were used to.
Right. Definitely, yeah. Because
Yeah.
that
I
is
think
the
I
main
actually like the
component of
taste of
Chianti.
Sangiovese better than the taste of straight cab.
I think I do too.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
I love a good super Tuscan.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, they're not super bold,
No, they're not, but they're very
but
good.
they are good.
When
Well-
Sam and I went to California to see Matt a couple years ago.
Your Sam across the street.
Yeah, my Sam across the street. She's not across the street anymore, but We're still friends. It's fine. We went to a winery. I don't remember which one it was. And we did a wine tasting, whatever. And she goes, all right, I'm going to try this one. And she pointed to Sangiovese. And they gave it to her. And she goes, I think this is the best wine I've ever had in my life. And I was like, that's what we blend our cab with for the table wine. And she was like, what? And she likes all of our
you
wines.
guys drank growing up when you would send me to distract Dad so you could sneak a bottle up the stairs. Yep.
That never happened.
Of course not.
Yeah, and you had no idea, right?
You had no idea.
No, I had no idea.
No, you told me you did. They used to send me to talk to you while you were sitting in your recliner.
He wasn't listening to you.
I wasn't listening because I never knew that.
No, they used to send me to talk to you in your recliner and distract you so they could run up the stairs.
I kind of knew they drank it there, but I didn't know how they got it.
They would send me to distract you and talk your ear off. And while they ran up the stairs with your wine.
To my bedroom, and Sam used to have a water bottle, and we'd pour it into the water bottle on the steps. She'd run up the steps, I'd go put it back, and then get another one, and she'd bring another water bottle.
You know
down.
what freaking makes me laugh so hard? When we left that house, 4 years ago, the Zilly house, I found so many empty handles of vodka in my closet that Beth had hidden there. Over the years, they're empty handles that she had just stashed in my closet from when she was a teenager.
Is it things like this that are why you were worried about me when I was alone in Blacksburg?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering.
Okay. Anyway,
back to the wine.
Back to the wine.
So anyway, let's drop the Dago Red, and we'll go back to Southern Italian character wines. Okay. Now, what that always meant to me, and actually we just read something on the internet.
There are two these in this family.
Yeah.
The either means
or in his brain.
Or in his brain, yeah. The either means the Amish or the internet. And we have to figure out by context usually which one you mean.
Or when we're talking about your brother Luke, the Wamish.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a different story.
Don't pick on my brother.
Okay, but anyway, so to me, a Southern Italian red is a full-bodied, black fruity wine. I
agree with that, absolutely.
Now, that means that's not really limited by any means to primarily Italian varietals.
No, it can be a Cabernet Sauvignon, but the style it's made in.
And I'll tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, the classic Southern Italian red is Tannat.
Even though it's the national grape of Uruguay.
Well, you know what, though?
Made by Southern Italian immigrants.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Made by Southern Italian immigrants.
No, the point of the matter is, Tannat, as we've said before, was originally a French wine that the French and the Spanish from the Basque region brought to Argentina primarily when they immigrated.
Right.
And then it spread out to Uruguay. It's become the national grape of Uruguay. But there are many, many Italian immigrants in that area.
Oh, yeah.
Argentina, Uruguay are filled with them.
That's the thing. The Italian immigration around the world is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you have U.S., Canada, New Zealand, Australia, South America.
Yeah.
But also throughout Europe in general. Because, I mean, pretty much any city you go to in Europe is going to have some good Italian food from Italian immigrants.
Yeah, but probably more Tannat is made by Italians in South America than any other nationalities.
But that's a good Southern Italian characteristic.
Tannat is it's a full-bodied, really mineral forward wine with
very earthy.
With notes of leather. It's earthy, notes of leather. That's why I said earlier licking a shoe.
Very tannic.
Tannic, and we've talked about tannin before. Tannin, the best description of tannin is if you put a dry tea bag on your tongue and it sucks the liquid out of it. That's tannin. The oak that they age it in, or we age it in too, adds more tannin, but it's a softer tannin. But I mean, if you taste the Tannat, you get a little bit of leather, you get mineral, you get earth.
Tannins are very astringent.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Like astringent, like it sucks the moisture out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and some of the other ones that I would classify as Southern Italian wines, we'll stick Tempranillo, exactly.
But you know what? The Spanish, the Greeks, and the Italians are not all that different.
No, they're the same people.
Yeah.
They are the same people, and they have the same...
Those are my favorite men. Just saying.
Okay.
We all know this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all very culturally the same. And I just love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Northern African men.
I'm not discriminating. I love them too.
And
Middle Eastern. Yep. I love them all.
I mean, it's a
melting pot.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with Mediterranean trade routes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The cross... What the hell is the word I'm looking for? Like the just influx of, trade and just the blending in the Mediterranean in general.
Cross-culturalization.
There you go.
Another one.
There we go. Another Papa Joe.
That's already got to be a word.
Huh?
It might be. But
it might be.
But that blending of cultures, it's like the American melting pot, like how we say we're a melting pot. The Mediterranean was doing it way before America.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when you did your 23andMe, I mean, you had some Spanish, some Arabic, didn't you? No.
You know what?
I think you had a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
probably.
Some Greek.
I mean, they said
it was a mix.
Southern European, which
Well, yeah, but the Southern European specifically was that blend.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Did you hear about Angela Perry's 23andMe?
No. What? Tell me.
Our sister-in-law Gina is 100% Italian. Her mom's from Judy's from Abruzzi.
No, they're all Calabrese.
Yeah.
Are they? Is Vince from Abruzzi or is he Calabrese too?
No, I heard he was Calabrese too. I heard they were all Calabrese.
Okay. I gotta take this. Hold on a second. You guys keep going. I'll tell this story in a second.
Go on the porch.
I am.
Okay, so anyway...
no, but like that melting pot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very much... Like, that's characteristic. That's why I'm saying, like, Spanish wines, and I don't know about any Greek wines, really.
Well...
But I could see how,
You know
all that stuff.
You know where Tempranillo originally came from?
Where?
The Phoenicians.
Everything came from the Phoenicians.
Well, but Lebanon.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Everything came from the Phoenicians.
Yeah, but I mean,
Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, all of that stuff, yeah.
They traced it back directly to the Phoenicians.
That makes sense.
And the Phoenicians, when they migrated to what is now Spain, they brought it with them. And
yeah, it makes sense.
Southern European wines. I mean, Tempranillo's an awesome wine.
So I'm not crazy about Malbecs, but Tempranillo's not super different.
No,
but
it's not.
Just
I
enough.
like a Malbec, but it's
well, that's the thing. I vastly prefer a Tempranillo to a Malbec, and I'm not sure why. Like I don't mind Malbec, but I don't go out of my way to drink it either. But I will go out for a Rioja or a Tempranillo.
Yeah.
Because Rioja is Tempranillo, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I love Tempranillo. Was I the one that said I wanted to do that? Was I the one that brought that up?
Yeah.
I think I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this just makes my head so much bigger because all of my favorite wines are our most popular ones.
Yeah.
By far. This just makes me feel really good about myself.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah.
And it's funny because if we were somewhere else, they probably wouldn't be the popular wines.
Somewhere else being
a place that likes the Burgundies and the Bordeaux.
True.
And, the lighter wines.
Well, Montepulciano isn't super dark. That's a more northern. That's a more northern style. Italian style.
it's from Abruzzo.
Yeah, but it's.
You
were saying that earlier.
I would classify that as a super Tuscan.
I would compare that. Yeah. Definitely. Well, because there are two types of Montepulciano. Do you want to explain that a little bit? Yeah,
the two types of Montepulciano. The Montepulciano that we use for wine is a Montepulciano di Abruzzo. D'Abruzzo.
Yeah, there's no DI, it's just D apostrophe.
Yeah, that's right. D'Abruzzo. Which comes from Abruzzo, which is a central to southern Italian province that's southeast of Rome on the Adriatic coast. There's another Montepulciano that was named after a town
in Tuscany.
In
or
Tuscany.
in the Tuscan region.
but that's basically a Sangiovese.
It basically, I think it is actually
That
a
is
Sangiovese.
actually a Sangiovese.
I think it legitimately is a Sangiovese.
Yeah.
But it's named after that town.
Yeah, and a lot of Sangiovese is used for blending, but straight Sangiovese is Chianti.
Have you listened to a lot of that podcast that I sent you, the Wine for Normal People podcast?
Some of it,
It's pretty interesting.
yeah.
And they talk a lot about stuff like that. I was listening to one on residual sugar today that was pretty interesting. But
Okay.
they do one on Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, I think, that was
Okay.
pretty interesting. But yeah.
Well, let's let this.
Oh, yeah, tell the
Betsy just
Angela Perry
abandoned us
story.
finish your story.
Sorry, it was Georgie. You're welcome.
No, that's fine.
So, Ange got Gina's sister. She got a 23andMe done. And then Gina's younger sister, Carly, got one done. Carly's came back like almost 100% Italian, like nothing
Carly
else.
is the most Italian-looking girl I've ever met
Right,
in my
but
life.
so is Ange.
Yeah, but
Ange got, I think Gina said it was mostly Middle Eastern. She got a lot of Italian, but it was like overwhelmingly Middle Eastern.
Was it the same company?
I don't know.
see, that's the thing. If it's a separate company, there might be some variations in
I
it.
mean, there's two possibilities. That's one, that it's a different company because they statistically classify them.
Okay.
Meaning that what they do is they take a pool of DNA donors, which is what they're using, and they find out where they're from, and they say, okay, this particular gene is from Italy, this one's from Greece, and
So it's very subjective.
it is subjective.
Yeah, I don't know if
but-
they use the same one or not.
and they evolve over time.
Right.
Because
the more information
my
they have.
23andMe is much different now than it was when I first did it.
Oh, you've done. Oh no, you're saying
they changed.
Okay.
They changed their algorithm.
Oh, okay.
And the other thing too, and this is, and I didn't think this was much of a factor, but actually it is, because as people that know genetics know that some of your genes come from your mother and some come from your father, and the ones that express themselves can be different. So siblings
can be different.
can be different.
Well, so that would be like Beth and I. Like she takes more after your side of the family. I look more like mom's side of the
And
family.
I wonder, it'd be interesting to do your DNA testing and see if that shows up.
Well,
if
that
I-
night, I
There's
think
a
I would have a
difference.
lot of Grandma Ida's.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing too,
Because I look like Grandma Ida.
You
Yeah.
do, but Dad was always looked very much like Grandma.
Yeah.
But the older he gets, the more he looks like Grandpa.
Well, it's funny because they always said that my brother and I looked the same, but I look more like my mom and he looked more like my dad.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's...
Well,
I think Mary Kay looks like Grandpa.
Oh, I see it.
I do.
That's the funny thing to me, though. Like all the times recently, like the older I've gotten,
Yeah.
the more I hear I look like you. I've never heard that in my life. For the longest time.
Yeah.
Because I was always told I look just like Mom.
Yeah.
For the longest time. And I did.
Yeah.
Well, partially. I was told I didn't look like Dad's family or yours in general until I dyed my hair dark. But now...
That'll help.
That does help. But... No, it's weird because I have people that they see Mom in
Yeah.
me, but they see your characteristics now. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But like you look just like Grandpa now.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe the reason that I resembled my mom's family more at the time was my light eyes.
Maybe.
Because Sam's eyes are dark brown.
I don't think I ever noticed.
What color are yours? Are yours
Hazel.
They
lighter?
call it hazel. I don't know what the hell hazel is, but that's what they say.
Hazelnut.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the wines. Again. Why do people listen to us? We get so off topic.
We're not really sure that many people do listen to us.
Dad and I found a fan at a wine tasting a few weeks ago.
I know
so,
this.
you know.
I know this.
So
Yeah.
that's our one fan, probably. But thank you.
Yep. Thank you for being our one fan.
No, actually, I think we have more than that. But
Did she say nice to meet you guys? Where's Beth?
No, she
Just
didn't bring
kidding.
you up
I'm
at
just
all.
kidding.
She didn't bring you up at all.
Good.
This was my celebrity moment, Beth.
I was joking. It's fine.
So anyway,
I'm just watching Dad eat his white people cheese.
yep. It's kind of gummy like white people cheese.
It's also been in my fridge for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Although it says it does not expire until
No,
May,
it's
which is kind of freaking me out.
It's actually good.
It expires today.
No, May.
I mean, it's not a Taleggio, but it's pretty good.
It's not
Nothing's
a
a
Hornbacher.
Taleggio.
No, nothing's like Taleggio.
Oh, you know, it's another good one. Tomki Altiva or something. So good.
I saw that in the basket the
It's
other
like
day.
$30 a pound. It's ridiculous, but it's worth every cent.
Huh?
Okay.
Promise.
Anyway, where are we going with this?
Well, so let's get into some of the other Southern Italian wines that we make.
Specifically, Alianico.
Alianico, awesome wine.
That, like I said, is my new favorite.
You're the taster. What are the characteristics of
That's a very-
Alianico?
Even for a New World wine, it is very earthy.
Okay.
Like, it's very, like... I hate to compare wine to dirt, but people do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, it just sounds, like, not appetizing, but, like, it is very earthy.
Yeah.
It's very, like... The grapes for the Alianico are nearly black.
Yeah.
Like, they are dark.
Yeah.
And I have started carrying a toothbrush around. Not lying. I have one in my bag that I bring with me because when I drink the Alianico, my teeth turn purple.
You know what Val told me to do? You're supposed to rub a lemon on your teeth.
You know where she learned that? Me.
Oh, well, you know what Katie told Val to tell me? Mm-hmm. That if you rub a lemon on your teeth, it takes the purple off. Mm-hmm. Does it work?
I think so, yeah.
All right,
That
then.
acidity just, yeah.
So anytime you buy a bottle of wine, instead of buying limes at the liquor store for a tequila, buy a lemon.
Get some lemons to go with it.
Yep.
You're going to need them, especially with the Alianico.
Or you could just buy that real lemon in the lemon-shaped container and just squeeze it.
You're still going to need a toothbrush then because you need something to place
Yeah, or you could just swish it around in there.
You think that would do enough?
Sure. Most people
I
wouldn't be
think
able to
you bit
handle
into a
it.
lemon and just left it there for a while.
I
Yeah,
just
that's what-
rubbed the lemon on my teeth.
Okay.
She bit it and then she did it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I told her, I was like, hey, I'll get you some lemons. Because she said, she came in, her and David came in last week or the week before. And she goes, oh my God, my teeth are purple. She goes, we're supposed to go out after this. I said, here's some lemon. She goes, oh, really? I said, yeah, just rub it on the outside, of your, like on front of your teeth and you're fine. Because it's probably not great for your teeth because of the acidity, but you know.
Chlorine bleach would work too.
Well, you bleach your hands when you're doing wine, so I don't.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it in my mouth.
I know that.
Yeah.
Thank God. Although people use peroxide as mouthwash.
Yeah.
That kind of freaks me out, though. I don't know.
Is that something you should not do?
I don't think it hurts you.
It's probably not as
To make your
abrasive
teeth
as lemon.
whiter?
Yeah.
They
Would it
say
make your
they
teeth
say
whiter?
so. That's what they
hurt you.
claim.
It probably tastes like shit, though.
Yeah, it probably does.
I would imagine, yeah. But yeah, so the Alianico, we do have a narrow doublet coming, though, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that one.
Where did that one come from in California? Is that a Lodi?
That's a Lodi, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love our Lodi wines. They're
Yeah.
so good.
It's
Castamagna? No.
Yeah, I think
Is
it
it
might be.
Castamagna?
Yeah, I think it might be. But the
I really should ask Ronnie specifically where all of our wines come from because, like, I know the area, but I don't always know the vineyards.
Well, Castamagna is not a vineyard, though.
No, that's but no, what I'm saying is I want to know the vineyards.
Yeah.
I want to know the vineyards. Castamagna is the area in Lodi, right?
No,
It's-
it's
it's a
Castamagna is his last name.
Yeah, it's a dealer.
Oh,
He-
okay.
We met him in Syracuse like 5 years ago.
That's right.
Burton.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
His wife's family owns Mettler's.
That's
Oh, is
right.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like wine royalty.
That's where Ronnie told me to go when I was out there, but I didn't get there because he told me like on the last day I was there.
Happens.
But he told me when I wanted to make Movedra,
Yeah.
because I tried Herringer's Movedra, and it was one of my top 3 of theirs. So
Herringer's is really good.
I came back and told Ronnie I wanted to make a Movedra, and he said okay, and he said Mettler's makes the best. So he said I'm going to get you a sample, and then you're going to make sure yours tastes just like it. I
Wasn't
said okay.
your sample 6
It
bottles?
was 10. And I thought he was sending me like 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was sending me at least 2 because he wanted me to try it. And then save one, save some of my Movedra when I made it, and then go from there and then compare the two.
Yeah.
And he showed up one day with a box of wine, too short of a case, and he said, "Here," he said, "open one of these now and taste it, and save the rest of them." My dumbass opened one, gave one to you, I think. I gave Gabby one. So
you have a few left.
I have like 3 or 4 left in the basement. But we've drank a couple of them at the restaurant.
We have.
Because when we bottled ours, I wanted to compare it.
Right.
But he told me, he said, make sure you save at least a couple of those so that in 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, you open it up and see how you did.
I like it.
And the one Mettler's gave us is one of the best bottles of wine I've ever had in my life.
Well, I told you I went to Mettler's, right? One
Yes,
time.
yes.
And I'll tell you, the thing I noticed about Mettler's is that I went in the spring before the vines really started to, grow. Mm-hmm. That place, they kept it perfect. I mean, it was like an old Italian lady's living room.
Yeah.
There was.
Was there plastic on the furniture?
No, but there was
Plastic
nothing
on
out
the
of place. I mean, this is the vineyard that you'd take pictures of. That would be the prototype of vineyards. I mean, they were
It's
just
picture
amazing.
perfect.
Yeah. And I can see why their wines are so good.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get some of our wines from them. I think our Barbera is now from Lonza, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
But the Montepulciano might come from, well, I don't know.
I have no idea.
We'll get to the bottom of it for you.
I can look at the receipts and I can tell you.
Let me know for next time, because when we start talking about our wines more in depth, I definitely want to know.
Are we gonna have Ronnie on one of these to talk about
Ronnie,
wines?
I think hopefully will be on the next one, right?
We're hoping for it.
Let's do it.
My next plan is
I can easily bait him into the place.
with meatballs.
Meatballs and stuffed peppers. If I make him stuffed banana
some
peppers,
eggplant?
yeah, I'll just make him all kinds of shit, and then he'll show up to get it, and we'll be like, "Haha, you're on the podcast. Get these headphones on."
My
Go to
plan.
pit.
My plan. I have like 3 or 4 episodes planned at a time. I have one that I actually want to do a tasting of Southern Italian wines, but I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 part episode.
So wait, you're saying you're gonna get all these wines and we're gonna drink them on the camera?
Yup.
Yeah, we are.
Yup. So I have already
It's gonna be
figured
like
out
when we
where
did that olive oil tasting. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was a blast.
So great.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so I have like 6 to 8 red Italian Southern wines that I want to try. So that might be two parts itself, and then another like 5 whites that we need to try. But I want Ronnie to be on all of these because I love his level of expertise.
So Ronnie's gonna have to be on like 3 podcasts in a row.
Yes,
I think he'll probably be all right with it.
it's his down season temporarily.
Oh, you better hurry because
I know. That's why I'm saying we need to hurry. We need to hurry. What is it? It's the end of February now. Okay, yeah. Let's get on that like within the next couple of weeks.
All right.
We can do record 3 podcasts in a row. That's fine.
We could do that.
Like I wouldn't suggest
You're
doing
not
it
supposed
all
to
in
tell
one
people
day.
that we're gonna change our shirts.
I wouldn't recommend doing it all in one day because we'll be hammered by the time we get to the whites. Because But anyway,
I'll be
what else?
hammered
What else
anyway.
do you want to say about Southern Italian reds before?
I think that's about it.
Okay,
And it's looking at the time, it's probably just about time to quit.
probably we've been talking for a while.
54 minutes.
Okay, that's just
Not a
about
bad
right.
one. Okay.
Just about right.
I still have no idea why people listen to us. Thank you for listening to us, but I have no idea why you do.
So anyway, should we talk about our transformation a little bit too?
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Me?
Huh?
You were the one that just brought it up. You talk about it.
Okay.
You're the one that's going to be running it. You
I am going to be running it, but I don't know where Dad's going with this.
Well, it's looking more and more like we're going to end up in Cranberry Township.
Yes.
And I would say that we're very, very likely past the point of no return.
We
which
had
is a
another
good thing.
meeting today. Yeah.
We had another good meeting today. We looked through the place, talked to one of our upcoming partners who's in the construction business, and he's the one that's going to put things together and rebuild our
Tear up some floors and get us some plumbing and all that fun stuff.
rebuild our bar
Uh-huh.
like we have now. We're going to have the same kind of bar.
You mean you and I aren't going to build it this time?
Huh? We can. You want to?
It was fun. I had a good time. Dad,
I mean,
I love doing that stuff with you.
He could do the bar and we could do the front if you want.
Okay.
We'll
I
figure
really
it out.
enjoyed building stuff with you, Dad.
All right. I did too.
Welcome to the Red Sauce
Like the
Podcast,
pizza
where
one.
decisions are made live on air.
Yep.
Yep. So
From
anyway, we're
Katie's
going to be. It looks like we're going to be at least a winery and a
Coffee
espresso bar
for sure.
Coffee
Yeah.
bar. Very, very possibly a distilled spirits place too. Hopefully. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be outside of Graham Park in Cranberry. Mm-hmm. So hopefully in a few months you'll be able to visit us there.
Yeah, because our partners want to get it up and running as fast as we do. So
we put our building up for sale.
we had
we're gonna-
pictures taken today.
We're going to hopefully run. You know, we're getting out of the food business as of April 1st, March
Kind of.
31st.
Beth's still doing her
They
runabout.
decided I was the weakest link and they wanted me out.
Yeah,
Bye, bitch. Bye, Felicia.
They said, fuck your food.
but she's gonna be one of our salespeople for the winery.
Oh, they already asked today if Dad had another daughter that wanted to take over some stuff.
I told her that she's going to be I guess you'd call her a mino, a manager in name only.
Okay. Okay. Like Dino or Rhino?
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, a mino.
Okay.
Because we do need a different manager for the satellite than we.
We're
do
just
for the
putting your pretty
winery.
face on it, and I'm going to do all the work.
Good.
About friggin' time, right, Beth?
Yes.
And so that's where we are. Things
Yeah.
are changing. Change is good, except I haven't eaten in months. But
Yeah. We'll
that's a
get you there.
different story.
We'll get you back.
I'll get
It's because you're waiting for me to become Grandma Ida on Sundays instead
No,
of
yeah,
Monday through Saturday.
but it's also because old people don't adapt well to change all the time. Even though this is a really, really good change for everybody, including me.
Right.
But people don't. Old guys like me just don't adapt well to change. It's a stressor. Let's put it that way.
He's just sad he has to hang
I
out with
don't
his
like
grandkids
change.
more. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I don't like change.
And I'm probably not going to be there every day anymore, which is a good thing probably for an old guy.
Neither am I.
Bullshit, you're not.
Huh?
You're going to be.
Bullshit, you're not.
I have a feeling you're going to be there more than me.
I might be.
What? Like you're not going to stop every day on your way home.
Have a glass
You have
of
to
wine.
drive
Yeah.
past
Probably
it.
will.
You will.
You do have to drive past
You
it.
can't handle it.
Yeah,
I don't think you can handle
I know.
it.
That
Like-
hanging out with like Johnny and Aaron, and Jason, and all those people, and Ron, you're gonna
But
have
I mean,
a
it's
blast.
as much as it's going to be a good change for everybody, I still am going to miss
Oh, we all are.
seeing you guys all the time. It's
Dad.
like, you know,
You're moving 10 minutes away from me.
no. But you know what? It's still like you've never moved out of the house.
I know.
Because I see you so much. And I'm an old Italian guy that wants to see my kids all the time. And
I'll
it's gonna
come
be
over for
different.
coffee every day.
I get it.
No, I will literally come over
it's-
for coffee
and
every
it's
day.
Actually, it's going to be fine, but you have to understand that.
Are you telling me not to come over for
No,
coffee
I'm
every
not
day?
telling you not to come over for coffee.
You damn well better not be.
And you better too, but that's what I'm saying.
You like that? He's telling you not to, and he's telling me I better.
Shut up, bitch. I'm his favorite.
He just did. We got
No.
it
I
on
didn't
camera,
say that.
and it's recorded.
Nope, I'm his favorite.
Yep.
I'm
You
his
don't have to
favorite.
come over for coffee every day. You better. That's what he just said.
I didn't say that. We'll
Dad,
have to look
who's your
at the film.
favorite?
We will look at
Huh?
the film.
Who's your favorite?
Luca
My dog.
Oh, poor Lambo.
Lambo.
Both the dogs.
Oh, poor Luca.
His favorite daughters.
Yep.
I don't blame him.
Well, they've been with you for a week because I've
You
been so
suck and
busy.
I'm worse.
All right. So we done?
Last thing I want to mention, we have a new podcast producer,
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Zachary Jofus Tellerico.
Yep.
Zach is running the show now and has fine-tuned our stuff. Dad and I had a conversation with him on the phone today. He also set us up an email address. I believe it is connect with Red Sauce Podcast, right? At papajoeswinecellar.com.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the notes. If you want to send us a question or, comments or something, tell Beth how pretty she is.
Oh,
Let's do it.
snap. Yeah, do
Let's
that
do
last
it.
thing all the time.
Yeah, tell Beth how pretty she is.
Yep.
The girl that didn't dry her hair before coming on air.
Damn, we ate a lot of that white people cheese.
We ate half the white people cheese. We
Yeah.
drank the whole bottle of wine, though.
Yeah.
That was easy. I could have done that myself.
I know, right? I might have a problem because I've been doing that a lot lately. I was actually going to tell you to open one of those
I was
Herringer's
thinking
bottles over
about
there.
it. If we went any longer, I was gonna.
I'm still going to do it. As soon as we get off this, I'm going to open up a Herringer's bottle.
I have one more thing. When's this coming out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, most
Okay,
likely,
good.
yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Hail the
Because,
pit.
well, if you're gonna call me the Pitt fan, what do you call me? The resident Pitt fan, world's
Yeah,
biggest
whatever.
Pitt fan, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. I am the biggest Pitt fan in the
You
world.
are. You absolutely are. You are the reason I have H2P tattooed on my foot.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna defend my status as the world's biggest Pitt fan, even though I did just go to Blacksburg, Virginia by myself. 5-hour drive to watch our basketball team. That's not the point.
I believe Coach Narduzzi stole your seat.
Yeah, Coach Narduzzi stole my seat. I didn't tell him about it, but someday I will. I did see him in the concourse though, and he said, "Do you always travel?" And I said, "I gotta support my team, Coach." Anyway, the thing I wanted to mention is that Jeff Capel was nominated for the late season watch list for the Naismith Coach of the Year award.
Yes.
I guess a couple weeks ago, I think we were talking about him being the ACC Coach of the Year, but he's now been nominated for National Coach of the Year. So
As he should be.
we're not going to jump the gun here or anything, but we're just we just want to congratulate Coach Capel, our friend, our family, and we're proud of you.
and Jason does pretty good work too.
yeah, he's all right. But this is about Jeff.
Sorry, Jason.
Jeff is nominated as one of the Coach of the Year finalists. So
In Caples, we trust.
You know what?
congratulations,
But
Jeff. We're happy for you, man.
Yeah, but when you do nominate a coach, you nominate the whole staff.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, yeah.
So Jason gets some of that credit.
Then you got to call out T.O. and Milan then,
Do
too.
it.
Absolutely, yeah. The
Do
whole
it.
bunch of them. Yeah, I mean...
Name your people,
No,
Beth.
you were the one that decided to single other people
Let's go,
out.
T.O. I love that guy.
And Milan Brown and
yep.
Kyle and Jake, they're all
Yep.
doing a great job. So,
T.O. is like one of my favorite people to
T.O.'s
watch. I'm just saying,
aggressive.
I love him.
I once saw him in a parking lot and he didn't say hello. He came over screaming at me about the Yankees pitching rotation. Different story for a different time. We love T.O. Awesome guy. Screaming at me in agreement, not yelling
Screaming
at
at you in a very New York kind of way.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, one of the reasons we're bringing this up, we have to fucking gloat.
yeah, let's go.
Because...
Especially that one right there.
We have put up with so much shit from so many Pittsburghers, so many Yinzers.
Dad, don't alienate our fan base.
No, well, you know what?
No, we're gonna.
We are gonna, because you know what? And they didn't only do it to Jeff; they did it to Pat too.
Yep.
I mean,
They did.
You know, we have two of the better
Stand by your fucking coaches, people.
college coaches in the country in our football and basketball programs.
Well, let's just say the whole athletic department as a whole. I mean, the way
Heather, like.
the way this whole athletic department's coming together. I mean, we have the best volleyball coach in the country. Period.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yep.
Dan Fisher. Our women's soccer, men's soccer teams both went to the Sweet 16. Men's team went to the Final Four. The wrestling team and Coach Gavin, he actually wrestled at Pitt. They just won the ACC regular season championship the other day.
to see that.
The women's basketball team started off really well. They went into through some things in the ACC when it started, but they've now won 3 of their last 4 games in the ACC. So
That's phenomenal.
Literally every single program is coming along, and it's
Actually, the
about time.
athletic department's number 6 in the country.
yeah,
right?
yeah. They do a is it the College Cup thing or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Or something like that, but they rank schools based on their cumulative achievements in athletics. And I think in the fall we were number like 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because we were the only program that had volleyball, men's and women's soccer in the Sweet 16, and 2 of them advancing to the Final Four. So, but just as a whole, I mean, this entire athletic department has come so far, and just, in the last 5 years since Heather's been here, 6 or whatever it's been.
And you got to give Heather a lot of credit. I mean,
Hell of a lot of credit.
You know what? The hardest thing, I'm sure, for an athletic director to do is to shut out the donors.
Yep.
Who...
Oh, I thought you were going to say be a woman, but
No, well, that too. But I mean, basically, the donors always want to win today.
Yeah.
They're always going to tell you that you have the wrong coach. They want you to run your program like the Cleveland Browns, change a coach every 2 years, and wonder
Where
why
has that gotten the Cleveland Browns, though?
exactly right, and wonder why you never win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta you get the right person
And you stick
and
with
you
them.
stick with them until they prove that they're not the person.
Yep.
And these people prove that they were the person.
And
persons.
just her believing in every single person that she's brought through has been awesome.
Massive. Massive.
And you don't find that all the time because
Right.
so many athletic directors are just slaves of their donors. You know that they're worried about today's ticket sales rather than tomorrow's program. And
Well, I mean, look at basketball, men's basketball this season. They still, I mean, the last couple games I went to, they still did not have asses in the seats for a lot of them.
Well, the one was a 9 o'clock game.
Yeah, that's fair.
They did sell out the Syracuse game this weekend.
Yeah.
So
It took a while.
They
though.
sold out.
Damn it, Pittsburgh! Step up for your frickin' teams.
I think they sold out the Miami game, the Clemson game. They've sold out quite a few games this year. But
Okay, good.
it's just so they've come a long way from when all these stupid fans, and I'm going to call them stupid, because they're all acting like they've never wavered from it now. Go figure.
Yeah.
But these people wanted to tarp the seats at the Pete last year and didn't want certain people around anymore.
They probably wanted to do with was it the Saints that had the bags over their heads?
The New Orleans Aints,
Yeah.
they call
Aints.
themselves. Yeah.
And the Browns fans used to do that too.
Did they?
Yeah, in the 80s. They were selling 10-cent beers and wearing bags on their heads. Yeah, swear to God.
Not a surprise.
But it's just a credit to all of our coaches, I think, for just sticking with it and being able to shut out the noise, and also our athletic director for being able to do the same thing because it's paying off.
Yeah.
And it paid off for football last year when we went to the ACC championship and won the fucking thing. And it's paying off in basketball because we're still fighting for a regular season ACC championship.
Yeah.
So
Damn right.
proud of you guys, as always. We
Hail
love
the
you.
Pit.
One thing about me, I'm riding for this school no matter what. I'll go anywhere.
Got to support the team.
That's right. Can't
Support
wait.
the team.
Can't
Support
wait.
the team. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You don't paint your face though.
Never know.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All
I
right.
might.
She would be one of those girls in the sports
Yeah.
bra with her like stomach painted, like
I'm not in shape for that anymore because I own a restaurant. Maybe in a
Not
couple
for
years.
long.
Not
Maybe
for
in a
long.
couple years.
Not for long.
All right. So we done?
I think so.
Okay. I think we've talked our ears off, or
right.
everybody's ears off,
Yep.
and we're done.
Congratulations, Jeff. We love you.
Thank
Probably-
you to anyone who stood by for our very all over the place talking out of our asses today.
Come for the wine, stay for the pit.
That was really out of our asses because you didn't have your notes,
I did not have my notes.
and you usually keep us somewhat together.
And today it was you.
And I just fuck off over
And
here as
I
usual.
took the lead today, and you can see why I took the lead today.
Beth, I was
you can
watching
see the
you.
results.
I was watching you just zone out and like look off into space a couple times.
So
Just
anyway,
saying.
we're out of here.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Hail the pit.
Hail the
Gentani.
pit,
Hail the
Centani.
pit.